Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Today I wanted to just throw out there real quick that if you have 100% rating, permanent and total, with the VA, or if that's a potential for you as you're filing additional claims for new conditions or for increases or secondary conditions, and you feel as though you're going to get to that 100% mark, potentially a permanent and total, a very, very, very important benefit that opens up for your household is Chapter 35. This is an educational benefit that your spouse and dependent children can use. It's very, very easy. The application is very short, and it will add an additional $1,401 of VA, essentially a stipend. This is not tuition payments. They don't pay tuition. It's just a flat dollar amount while you are in school full-time. So if you're in school full-time, your spouse or dependent child goes to a higher level of learning institution that's recognized by the VA, they will get this $1,401 per month while they're going to school full-time. Now, just to use easy numbers here, let's say that you have a spouse and an 18-year-old that's graduating and, it's just graduated high school, but still living at home. They're trying to get their feet under them to fly the nest, right? Both of those people could sign up for this benefit and go to school, right? It can be an online school, 100%. It could be, I'm going to the community college down the street, whatever it is, right? So let's say the spouse just wants to do it online and the 18-year-old wants to go to the community college. So they would both, if they're going full-time, would both get $1,401. So what is that? That's $2,802 coming into the household, right? So now you have an additional $2,802 tax-free money coming into your household, right, every single month. So instead of the opposite of that, the spouse who would like to go to school, who can't because of whatever, doesn't, and the child who's 18 who would like to go to school but can't for whatever reason, now have these opportunities, right? So it's a great opportunity to increase marketability in the employment world. Or, for example, let's say that the child, the 18-year-old, wants to, get a degree in whatever so they can go do whatever, right? I mean, it could be fire sciences because they want to go be a firefighter. Doesn't matter what it is. Going to school full-time. The spouse, maybe they don't want a job, or maybe they don't want a different job. Maybe they just want to increase their educational position, right? So they could want to increase the level of education they have just for self-satisfaction, just a self kind of goal for themselves, or maybe they want to get a promotion at their current job, or maybe they want to leave their current job and go somewhere else. It doesn't really matter. The bottom line is that it's a great benefit for whatever the reasons are, and it helps you with some additional income into the household because oftentimes, you're going to kind of slow down on work or what have you, and the VA recognizes that. Now, another thing to consider here is while you, and I just did a video on this too, while you don't qualify for this specific benefit, you may qualify for VR and E. That's Veterans Readiness and Employment. It used to be Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment, but they dropped the first part and changed it up to be Veterans Readiness and Employment. So in any case, the video I did yesterday on that, if you have any post 9/11 GI Bill remaining, this will actually roll over and utilize that same dollar figure, depending on what school you go to, and pay you out that. If you don't have post 9/11, then you can get a monthly stipend of, in this situation with a spouse and child, you would get about $1,057. So they'd each get $1,401, you get an additional $1,000, your tuition's paid, their tuition is not. So remember that with the Chapter 35. You, the individual receiving it, the spouse or the dependent child, has to pay for the tuition themselves in some sort of way. Now, you could have gotten some sort of tuition assistance somewhere else, and you may be eligible to still receive the Chapter 35. You could have got some sort of some sort of a deal, sort of a scholarship or something to, get free tuition to go to a school. Well, then this 1401 would, potentially just come in and do it. But let's say that you don't have anything to pay the tuition, then you got to pay it out of pocket. So a community college is fairly inexpensive. Online schools are fairly inexpensive. You could usually find them for, less than $600 a month or so worth of be able to get it paid off in time. Somewhere between $400 to $600, or less or more, depending on what school you're going to. But the bottom line is that 1401 would be used to pay that tuition, and then whatever's remaining is for the incidentals, right? For I need a printer paper, I need to buy a printer, I need a laptop, I need school supplies, I need to drive back and forth to go to a class if that's the case. So anyway, the bottom line is I just wanted to let you know and keep it in the mindset of those that are not aware that this benefit exists. Also, on the mindset of school and educational benefits, keep in mind that every state has a whole array of different benefits. Some states have educational benefits for either you as the veteran or your spouse or your dependent children, depending on your service-connected level. So also very important to share that information or to look that information up and share that with your spouse or dependent child in the event that they could qualify for that. So with that, I'll go ahead and cut it there. Thanks so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.